Welcome back to another episode of Take the Leap. I am your host, Colleen Biggs, and we have been celebrating the success that our podcast has been having of reaching the top 3% global podcast. It's very exciting to be able to be recognized after all the hard work we've put in on live radio shows and doing the podcast since 2019. And today we have a very special guest with us, Dr. Melissa Balizan. You'll notice I have a lot of doctors on my show. I don't know why that is, but I think I attract them. And we're going to be talking about how to discover the root cause. And many of you might think, well, why is that important? Because if something happens to me, I just go to the doctors if I'm sick. Well, they treat symptoms. So today we're going to be talking about the root cause, why that's important. And Dr. Melissa has been doing this for so many years. You will see why. She will explain to you why it's important to get to the root cause. But before we get to Dr. Melissa, I would like to thank our sponsor for today's show, BizBolster Web Solutions. Imagine if you increase the visits to your website to have a consistent flow of new business. BizBolster Web Solutions designs websites and sets up tools that not only attract new prospects, but also starts building the know, like, and trust factor for those prospects when they land on your website. Through exceptional website and targeted SEO, their clients not only find on that are only found online, they're also able to convey their area of expertise as well as the what's in it for me to their prospects. Imagine if it was that easy for you to increase sales for your business and drive more traffic to your website. Well, it is. Be sure to visit BizBolster Web Solutions at www.bizbolster.com to download your free SEO guide and schedule your discovery session today. Lori Osborne and her team works with my website and my SEO. And I'll tell you right now, I garner 8 pages on Google. And so SEO works. They are really good at it. They drive more traffic to your website. So definitely check out bizbolster.com today. All right, let me tell you a little bit about our guest, Dr. Melissa Balizan. She's a #1 bestselling author, an international speaker, a TV show host, and Short Talks TV star. She has a passion for vitality in others, working with her clients who are frustrated with only treating the symptom and desire to uncover the root cause. As a consultant and concierge pharmacist, she serves as an advocate for individuals' health and medicine needs with over 52,000 clinical hours. You guys heard me right on that one. Of healthcare experience combining Eastern and Western medicine. Dr. Melissa, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Colleen. I'm excited to be here and be back on your show.
Yeah, this is great. We have you back because you're so knowledgeable in everything you teach us. And, you know, the root cause is something that many people as I've talked to, don't understand. And I think it was really me getting, to know you more, being around some other individuals to really understand the root cause of things, because we're raised in a culture that treats only symptoms. So talk to us a little bit about what that is.
So treating only the symptoms. So if you get a headache, for example, you grab your bottle of ibuprofen, you're treating the symptom, not figuring out what's causing that headache and getting down to the root cause. We would look at and figure out, okay, where did that headache originate from? Why is it happening? When is it happening? Is it happening at a certain time? Is it happening in a certain place that you're at? Is it in a certain area of your head? And when we get down to that root cause of the problem and we can fix that root cause, we can make that headache go away, where you're not having to just take pain relievers all the time to fix that headache. And that could be stress, could be alleviating that, especially for a headache. Could be from stress. It could be from something that you had. I just had a client that we worked through. She has a headache that comes on, and it's one particular point in her brain, on her head, and it kind of travels across. Well, we discovered what the root cause of that was. In her case, it happened to be a medication that she needed to receive for a treatment a while back. And that medication can last up to a year to give her that headache, which is unfortunate that it's that long. But the good part is we figured out why. we're treating her symptomatically right now to get her through that period of time. But actually, we're doing non pharmaceutical. We're doing things like ice packs and cold compresses and resting, so that she's not actually utilizing those medications. We're actually utilizing a technology that I use for helping relieve pain that's non-drug. And so she's utilizing these technologies to alleviate and help treat those symptoms, because we discover the root cause and we're treating that as well. And so as we're making that go, getting down to that root cause is huge, because if you don't do that, you could go for years and years and years and just have headaches or have a stomach ache or have pain in your shoulder or whatever it is. And you just keep masking it by treating those symptoms.
Well, I'll share my story because that just happened to me. I've gone years and years and years and been masking pain that I have. I've done everything from getting my implants taken out to stretching, to working out, to cold compresses, to CBD oils, for inflammation, you name it, taking everything, eating foods that help, take down inflammation. And I finally got an x-ray a few weeks back on my skeletal to find out that an accident I had when I was 25 was a water accident where I got whiplash. I was in physical therapy after that, but over the years, my skeletal in my neck has shifted almost 2 inches from a normal curvature. And it's been causing a lot of pain. And I get massages and go to the chiropractor, but they're not adjusting me at the chiropractor for what's going on because no one had taken an x-ray. And I finally found a gentleman. I believe God puts everyone in our path at the right time, that said, it sounds like it's a skeletal thing. Let me take an x-ray and see if I can help you out. So now I'm in an intensive therapy 3 days a week that I have to drive 45 minutes for because he is not near me at all, but it's so worth it. And he said, I think if we do this therapy 3 times a week, they're stretching my neck with a certain amount of pounds and doing tension relief. I also found out that when I fell down a set of stairs at my daughter's house when she lived in Virginia and tore my rotator cuff, I had that fixed with a physical therapist and thought, okay, well, I'm good. My clavicle moved and it healed that way. So he's like, I think, with therapy that's what's causing all of the back shoulder pain I've been having. It's so weird. I've gone through different, reiterations of this. I'm finally at the root cause. I'm finally fixing the root cause. And let me tell you, I look back at if I just would have gotten an x-ray 20 years ago, 20, I could have fixed this. There's no reason for us to be living in pain. So people need to check in with their bodies, right, Dr. Melissa? Like, what is it is there something happening that's causing them to not be able to live full out in life, right? Is their knees bothering them or their lower back bothering them, throughout the day? Could it be the way they're sitting? Could it be their posture? Could it be the way their bed is, and the sleeping? I just feel like, why live in pain when we can live pain-free without drugs?
Exactly. But the thing is people want that quick fix. And so the quick fix is a drug, or to try and get a massage or try and do these quick fixes. And they're so busy. They just keep going and don't take time to actually assess the situation. I mean, it took 20 years for you to figure it out. And a lot of other people are in that same situation. They just think it's normal part of life, normal part of aging. Their parents went through it. Oh, my knees start hurting when I get older. I was an athlete when I was younger. I expect my knees to go bad, or my knees to go bad, to hurt. And so society has put this expectation on us that that's normal. For us for our bodies to break down over time, for this to happen, for that to happen. And we're just supposed to treat it with those crutches and put those pain medications in there. And let me tell you, that's not normal. We need to figure out if we go back in time, and I think back to the caveman days, because I want to go back to pre-technology. Now, technology is great because it's brought us a lot of different things. But if we go back and we think back to how we were created, how God created us, and he gave us instincts and he gave us certain things that we were able to do. We were able to put on weight in the wintertime when we needed extra mass for us, our bodies to stay warm and absorb. And then we were running around in the springtime when we were chasing animals and things like that. And we were destined to be this way. Well, over time, our technology or our industry has progressed us, and we've forgotten some of our roots of what we put in our bodies, how we eat, how we move our bodies to stay functionally moving. We forget these things. We plop down in front of a computer, we plop down in front of the TV, and we don't do these things. We may go to the gym, yes, but we're working so hard, and we spend 30 minutes or to an hour, and we just push ourselves through this, and we're not figuring out what the root cause of the problem is. And we're just keeping going through that cycle, and we just go because that's what our society is.
Yeah, it's so true. And there seems to be, you know, a lot of pressure on us if we give in and surrender to that, right? But, you know, your health is the number one thing. Without your health, you have nothing. You don't have a life. You don't have anything. I mean, you're going to die. You want me to be honest, you know?
That's right. You're only given one life.
Yeah.
Your health can vary, but if you don't take care of it, now you can get sick and get better. But if you don't consistently take care of it and get to the root cause of each problem, you're going to end up with a lifetime of misery.
Yeah, it's so, so true what she's saying. Okay, you're up to some big things. And I know that you did a TV show for a while on the Win-Win Network. Is that right? On the Win-Win Women's TV network as the medicine woman, and have been educating for years. And now you're working with a lot of big companies. That's a new one. So I love it that corporate America is starting to wake up a little bit on this and realize that the more care that they put into their employees in giving them options for care, that the better off they're going to be for their productivity, their retention, their happiness. This is very important and why people stay at a job, right? So you don't have to go into a lot of details. I know it's still on the horizon, but what does that look like? Tell us a little bit about what that project is and what it looks like without giving it away, because I know it's still top secret.
So what it looks like is changing the dynamic of the go. And actually, yes, focusing more on you. We discovered it in the last 2 years of the pandemic, and I'd say we're coming out of it, but I'm not positive, that we desire things as individuals. We were able to work from home. A lot of us still work from home. Those that worked corporate and they were forced to work from home, they don't want to go back to the office. They still want to work from home. They valued that time that they were given. They had more time with their family. They had more time for themselves. And they're realizing, so this pandemic was a blessing in an extent, because it brought a lot of people to focus and figure out, okay, hey, what do I want to do? And the employers picked up on this. Now, for a few years, their employers have kind of tried to do different things with promoting family events or promoting health things. But the big thing that we're working on now is actually making that a part of your benefits package. That's the key, is you have a choice, and you don't just have to go to your doctor. You can go see an alternative. You can go see this. This is going to be part of the big plan, because it's key to you to want to work there, to be happy to work there, to love waking up and going to work, not dreading going into the office or going to the computer to the office, whatever it is. So helping these companies design this for what we want and what we need for healthcare, and healthcare, not sick care, making sure that you're staying healthy, that you're following good physical things, that what you're eating, what you're moving, mental and emotional well-being. Emotional well-being and emotional intelligence is key and huge. And I think that this is not new, but it's come to the top of the of the employers right now because of all the things that have happened in the last couple of years. And so employers are like, hey, I want my employees to be happy. Now they've always wanted their employees to be happy, but they didn't always listen to the right people, so to say. And so now I think it's more of being able to do that and have that peace that you really want. You want to stay healthy. You want to have supplements. You want to work out. You want to do these things and not just be slave to your $3 prescription.
Right. Yeah. I love that there's alternatives that are available. I remember someone asking me not too long ago, who's your primary physician? And I was like, I have no idea. He retired like 20 years ago. I haven't had a primary physician and I don't know how long. Things are changing. I work with so many different individuals, including you, Dr. Melissa, as a pharmacist, right? So if I have questions on medication or questions on a medicine, anything, I'm coming to you with that question. So I think it's important for us to realize that we need to have different options of people surrounding us that we're reaching out to get the answers that we need in the areas that we need it. Because a doctor can't answer, a physician, let's say a primary physician, can't always answer something fully about a medication. That's why people go to a pharmacist, and the pharmacist is the one that consults on medication because you have so many hours
Exactly.
of, studies in it. So I know you're also working with physicians now. Like that's a new thing. Explain how working with these general physicians are going to change the dynamic for their clients that, for those that are listening that still go to a physician.
So for those of you listening that go to a physician, so if you're on chronic medications or you have a disease state that you've been diagnosed with, you have a primary care physician, or you need to have a primary care physician because you need those maintenance medications. And so working with these physicians, it's more in collaboration with the physicians and providing value-based care, especially to these chronic care patients. So people who have high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, asthma, COPD, these things that you might be able to get off the medication. And yes, you can come talk to me because you're not a slave to those medications. But those that are working through this process, whether they're working to get off the medications or they're just in maintenance mode, you need to be taken care of. And so I'm providing these value-based care services to physicians, working in collaboration with them so that their patients are taken care of. Because that was another thing that was discovered during the pandemic is the chronic care patients, diabetes, high blood pressure, etc., they didn't get taken care of. They weren't allowed to go see their physician. Telehealth hadn't been approved yet. They weren't allowed to go and get their medications refilled. These patients or clients needed to be on these medications because if you just abruptly stop something, that's bad news. Yeah. So you can get off of it, yes, but you've got to do it in a safe manner. And so this was another gap that was discovered in our healthcare system. And so I'm helping to bridge that gap and provide these services for these physicians and for these patients and help them understand the need to maintain where they're at, work with them on helping get them to the root cause of the problem. And if we can get them off of medications, then that's even better, because that's still my core, is optimizing the amount of things that you're taking.
Yeah, that's the thing you do so brilliantly. Is anyone out there that's listening right now, if you're taking supplements and you don't know why. That was me at one point. I was taking all these supplements and didn't know why until I did blood tests and then really figured out, like, this is what you're low on. You need to take iron. I've always had to take iron and have been borderline anemic because I don't eat meat, right? So I have to get that iron from other sources, and it's a little bit more difficult from plant choices. And so that's something I've always taken is iron. And then when you look at your levels a year later and you say, oh, okay, maybe I need to lower my dose of iron or increase my dose of, zinc or whatever it may be, that you're taking in certain times of the year. We increase different vitamins based on, vitamin C or for immunity, purposes, especially if you're traveling a lot. So what you do so well is take medications that people are on and help them realize that they feel slave to it. Like, I have to take this. And then they realize, well, I don't. You mean there's another substitution, or I can start backing myself off of it. So you don't have to be taking a handful of pills every single day that are from the pharmacy, right? There are options for you. And you shouldn't just be taking pills. I did this, and I totally admit it, just because you're like, oh, well, someone said that, I should take fish oil and it's good for me. And it doesn't, that way I don't gain weight around my middle. It's like, that was the reason why you were taking it, Colleen. Again, I'm so much more educated now because I chose to educate myself. So anyone listening, you need to educate yourself on the medicines that you're on, why you're taking them. And believe it or not, you might be suffering from something because of an adverse reaction of 2 medications that you're taking, and can eliminate that. So Dr. Melissa, I know people are going to want to connect with you and figure out how to talk with you, or say, my husband's on these medications, or I'm on these medications. What can you help me with? And any of you that are taking medications right now need to have a call with Dr. Melissa, just a short consult to just get an idea if she's the right person that can help you. I'm telling you, your local pharmacist probably isn't going to be able to. Your doctor isn't going to be able to. You need to work with someone that's a specialist like Dr. Melissa is in being a concierge and a consult for medication. So what's the best way for people to reach out to you to schedule that?
They can go to askdrmelissa.net.
AskDrMelissa.net. I think we have a lot of your links down here, but AskDrMelissa.net, I don't believe was on here. So we need to make sure we get that one on here in the podcast notes. For those of you listening, we've added it already. AskDrMelissa.net is below. All you have to do is just click on it, schedule a quick call with her. And then you also have a freebie for today. And what is that freebie?
That freebie is 5 questions that you should ask before starting a medication or a supplement. And those are things that you should ask of your healthcare provider, not just ask your friend, because they're very key things that you want to know before starting something.
Or your aunt, or your uncle, or your grandma, or your brother, or your mom, or your sister, because we tend to, like, if there's a doctor in the family, you get a lot of phone calls, right?
I do.
Like, everyone in your family calls you about medication and stuff they're going through. I bet. Yeah. So yeah, don't rely on someone in your family. If they're a doctor, great, but don't rely on someone in your family just to know. Connect with Dr. Melissa at AskDrMelissa.net. And, ladies and gentlemen, the truth of the matter is, you're the only you that's ever been. You are the only you that is ever going to be. That's it. You can either prolong your life, live a healthy life by adding whole body health that Melissa talked about earlier. And she has those available online. Download her, ask the, 5 questions. We have the link below. Schedule a consult with her. You're the only one that can discover the root cause of what's going on with you. I've been searching for years on my root cause of what's happening, and sometimes it just takes one person to say, hey, have you done this? Have you tried an X-ray? Have you done an MRI? Have you done XYZ, right? Or do you take this one medication? Because that could be causing that headache, I think it's so important for us to take responsibility for our health and not expect someone else just to tell us. And you can treat symptoms until you run out of money and you're like, have 15 million pills you're taking every day, or you can get to the root cause and get rid of them. So Dr. Melissa, thank you so much for being on our show today. You were fabulous, as always.
Thank you. Thank you, Colleen.
Oh, you're fabulous. I love you so much. Dr. Melissa and I are part of a mastermind. We're headed to Charleston, South Carolina in November. I cannot wait to charter a sailboat and to hang out on the beach. And we're going to have so much fun. Ladies, masterminding is so important when you run a business. You've got to get the input of other people around you. It's like having a little board of directors. It's amazing. So, Melissa, I cannot wait to see you in November in person to give you a hug. I'm looking forward to it. And to everyone listening today, reach out to Dr. Melissa and discover your root cause. All right, that's all we have for today. Until next time, don't forget, be you and be strong. We'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye for now.